Hello everybody, my name is Chris Williamson. I am CRO at VENNCOMM and I'm here to take you through some of the basic call functions and messaging functions of our VENNCOMM Talk application. On the screen in front of you, you'll see screen projections of three mobile phones. The one on the left and the one in the middle both have our app installed in dual persona mode, whilst the phone on the right is a phone without our app installed and represents a external user and how they will see and receive calls. All three of these are Android phones. We do also have a version for iOS where the functionality is almost identical to what you are going to see today. Now, I'm going to start with my phone on the left. As I said, we run in dual persona mode. So the idea here is that through the normal green dialer, the user has a personal identity, which is not in any way associated with the company. This could be on a corporate device, allowing separation of work and personal identities, or it could be a person's bring your own device. Anything made with the green app is native dialing and by default not recorded. So we would have all seen these demos before. Here I'm going to go into my recents list and I'm going to pick up this VC3 SIM, which is the third phone SIMs number, and I'm going to call that, and it's calling 8189, and as you'll see on the right hand side, it's being received as 9606 VC1 SIM. Not going to answer that. I'm going to shut down that particular call. Obviously, what can then happen is on the third phone here on the right hand side, VC1 SIM can be dialed, and the call can come back the other way. As I said, this is normal mobile phone dialing experience. But most importantly, that's the user's personal identity making the call and receiving the call, not monitored by the company. Now let's do the same thing through the VENNCOMM app. Now in the VENNCOMM app we provide a second work number. It's owned by the company, it's the property of the company, and the company, should they choose to, should the user of this first phone move on, can simply deprovision the app and provision the number to the next person. So particularly in a bring your own device environment, should the user leave, they're not taking the mobile phone number with them that's used to contact clients. So in this particular example, I'm now going to again call the phone on the right hand side, the VC3 SIMs number, using the app. This time my phone on the left actually calls an 01524 number. It's making a GSM call to VENNCOMM's bridge. VENNCOMM's bridge is then going to phone the phone on the right hand side and connect the call together. But as you can see, this is actually being received as a different number. In this case, it's VC1 work number. This is the number that's been provided for the app that the call's being received as. Show you that working the other way around. I can now go to my VC1 work number, different number, call this. In this particular case, so it's dialing the 8234 number. That's going to call into our bridge. Our bridge is then going to call a VC1 notification the call's coming in, and as you can see, I have an inbound work call which I can then answer. As you can see there, what this enables us to do is provide a second mobile phone number at full GSM quality on any device, any network in the world. A couple other features. Let's say I was in my car when that happened, and or I was just getting the phone out of my pocket and I missed the call, and I'm in a hurry to dial it back. Now, obviously, you want that to dial back as a work number, but let's just say rather than use the talk application, I just decided to call that back. I'm going to put this on speaker. When I call back, I get a quick message telling me who called.
Press 1 to redial.
And I can press 1 to redial. And what this will do is make a call as the work number straight back. At this time, without using the app. This is to ensure that you don't accidentally return a call without using the app, and therefore make a call on your personal number when you're meant to make it on your work number. It also works with voicemail. So if that call had gone to voicemail and the user of phone 1 was listening to it, press 3 to redial, they would then make the call back through the network, which in a regulated environment would be fully recorded. So you can't accidentally as a user make a call using the wrong number. Show you some other functionality. What happens if phone 1 calls phone 2? So here, I've got in my contacts, I've got the work number for VC2 sitting there. I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to call now. And what's going to happen here is, this is an app-to-app call, so it calls out as 0141 on phone 2. The inbound call coming in, tells me that it's coming from 8234 within the app, but it's actually an 0203 number that calls in. So let's cancel that. That's the similar thing happening between two apps. A couple other calling functions before we move on to messaging. I can make instant group calls. So again, I'm going to go to my contacts. In this particular case, I'm going to select the work number for the second mobile phone and the SIM number for the third mobile phone, add those in, and I'm going to call those immediately. And what's happening is here I'm going to make an instant group call just for 3 people, but it could be 5 people, it could be 10 people, could be more, could be your whole sales team that you're calling. And instantly, as you can see there, I answer that and I can answer that, and I've now got a 3-way group call instantly connected between these environments. So very, very quickly I can make group calls. And the final one to show you on calling before we move on, that's still connected, let me just disconnect that. The final one I want to show you on group calling is I can do a scheduled call as well. Scheduled calling is great. Let's say after this conversation I agree to call you at 10 o'clock on Monday morning. I could schedule that call, and then I would be able to schedule that call for 10 o'clock on Monday morning. 10 o'clock Monday morning, our phones will ring. We'll show you that working before we move on to messaging. So again, I'm going to go into my favorites, into my contacts, and I'm going to add in those 2 contacts. Although this time I'm going to click schedule, give it a title, demo, pick a time that's going to work. So we want something in about 5 minutes time so you can see the functionality. 20:45. Just set that for 15 minutes just for just so you can see that. And straight away here you can see I've got a demo call starting in 5 minutes and 31 seconds with me and 2 other people. Over here on my second phone, I'm going to accept that. Third phone obviously doesn't have a notification in the app because it doesn't have the app, but if I have email addresses associated with these contacts, then the VENNCOMM platform will notify via email all the contacts this is going on, including a calendar invite, so it fully syncs with Outlook, and additional dial-in details should you want to use them. We'll leave this running while we look at messaging, and in about 5 minutes you'll see that scheduled call take place. Moving on to text messaging. Obviously, again, because we've got this separation of personal and work, I can, to my VC3 mobile phone, send a normal text message like so, and this will appear over here as being from VC1 SIM. Here we go, there's that message. I can reply to that, reply 23, for example, and that will come back, and that's just normal text messaging as you'd expect. But of course I also want to be able to text message external users using my work number, so my personal number stays my personal number. And if I do that, which incidentally again in a regulated environment would be fully recorded, I can click on my chat message, jump straight into chat, and I can send a message, test 99, I'll call it, and what will happen is that will arrive as a text message on mobile 3. As you can see there, we can have a look at that, test 99, and I can do reply 99. This has arrived as the work number, the number ending 8234. I can send it back to the number 8234. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to call that. Let's turn that off. Let's move back. Reply 99, click send. Dismiss that. And what will happen is there you go, I get reply 99 coming back in again. So I'm able to use the work number not just for calls but also for SMS messages as well. Additionally, I can have I can use the messaging platform to send messages between the apps. So if the two users are app users, so if I pick my VC2 work number here and create a chat with that one, what I'm doing here is I'm doing encrypted chats, just like I would in WhatsApp or WeChat, etc. End-to-end encrypted, but also with the ability to capture those in the middle for compliance purposes should you require. I can add files in there. So in this case, I'm going to add in this music file, and once that uploads and downloads will see it appear on the right hand side. There we go, there's that particular music file transferred securely and encryptedly. And I can also create group chats, so chats with multiple people. So in this one, I'm going to add in the work number. I'm also going to add this contact CW at the top. It's another phone I have to my left here that you can't see on the screen. And what I can do now, give this a name, demo, and I can start chatting there. Do test again. This will appear as a different chat in my chat log. As you can see there, obviously I can reply to it. I can also take pictures just to show you. Let's lift this phone up so you can see. Here you go, there's the two phones, the other two phones. And I can submit pictures. Oops. Let me just rearrange that screen slightly. I can send pictures backwards and forwards. And on my third phone here that you can't see, I've also got that message. And what I can do is I can simply reply here as well. For example, this should come through in a couple of seconds. Once everything syncs up, we should get another hello world come back. Here we go, it's coming in now. There we go. And as you can see there, fully functional chat messaging, secure, encrypted, and also as well we have a call-in function within these chats. So from my external phone, I'll do it from here. From my phone on the left, I can click call. Do I want to dial all these people in the group right now? And I can make fully recorded calls directly from the chat channel. There we go. And I'm not going to answer that, and then I'm going to hang up. So that gives you the an overview of the messaging functions, an overview of the calling functions, and we've got a call now starting in 13 seconds, so we can see here. And just to show you this working, once the timer counts down, let's just say this was Monday morning, 9 o'clock. I want to join that. I want to join by mobile. So I can dial into the call, and as you can see, the third phone's also answering, and we can have a three-way call happening extremely quickly within the application, like so. So everybody's joined, everybody's connected. So let's hang those up. So that's an overview of the app. As I said at the beginning, should you want to see anything in more detail, go through some of the additional functions, how we separate contacts, work contacts from personal contacts, how we integrate with MDM platforms such as BlackBerry and Mobileye and Intune and AirWatch, and some of the more advanced features of the products, then please get in touch. My name is Chris Williamson. You can reach me at inquiries@venncom.com. Thank you very much for your time and for listening.